Okay, students, after successful completion of our NTA Abhyas paper 4, now we are entering into the paper 55. Okay, 54 we have completed in one shot only, and it is already uploaded in YouTube. If not attended or attended partial, then complete it. Okay, so daily you should make it a habit of completing at least 10 questions from the Abhyas question bank. For that, you have to go through the every paper. Every 1 or 2 days, there is a new paper. So we should be in pace with the NTA so that when you are facing the actual exam in the final, whenever it is conducted, you should not get anything new question, because if you cover around 60 to 70 paper, I don't think any new question will be left over in their question bank. Okay, so let us come to the paper number 55, and very first question is only simple concept question. Okay, and it is based upon the buffer solution, but the question nowhere it is mentioned it as a buffer solution. You should able to identify a buffer is made up of weak acid and salt of the weak acid with strong base. Okay, that is called as acidic buffer. So that is used, that concept only used. Another concept is also there, weak base and its salt with the strong acid. Okay, so here see nowhere it is mentioned, but you should be able to identify how you have to approach. See, this is H2CO3 is a weak acid and NaHCO3 is a salt of the same weak acid, but it is used from NaOH, which is a strong base. Okay, weak acid, salt of the weak acid with strong base. So it is buffer. Understood? Now here 10 ml of sample of blood. Blood is already containing H2CO3, which is 2 molarity, and 10 ml we have taken. Question is what volume of 5 molarity? Okay, what volume of 5 molarity NaHCO3 must be added so that our resultant pH should be how much? Final pH by using the Henderson equation. Very simple question. By using the Henderson equation, pH is equal to pKa plus log of concentration of salt upon acid. Okay, now but problem is that this is 10 ml. So when you add another solution, that volume also to be added. Suppose I am taking it as a x. I am taking it as what? XML. Okay, so if I add XML of NaHCO3, now the total volume of solution will become 10 plus x. Total volume will become how much? 10 plus x. So this concentration also will change. Now earlier it was 10 ml into 2 molarity. Now concentration will be 10 into 2 divided by 10 plus x after mixing, and earlier concentration was 5m. After mixing, x into 5m divided by x plus 10, and that will get cancelled because 10 plus x, 10 plus x will get cancelled, and you will get the resultant pH. So for easiness in the simplification, 10 to the power of 1.3 also given. Okay, and pK of H2CO3 also given. So I have told you all the formulas, approach, substitution. So you can do your own way and tell me your answer so that whether it is matching with my answer or any other method, check my explanation. Okay. Now you can start solving. Note down this question, specially note down these values and try. Okay, here I have noted all the values given. Okay, first here moles of H2CO3 is equal to molarity into volume. Moles of H2CO3 is equal to molarity into volume. Only thing you should make sure that volume must be in liter. Okay, so it is given 10 ml. I have converted it into the 0.01. I have converted into the 0.01 so that liter. Okay, so moles of H2CO3 will be 0.2. If you don't convert, you will get it as a millimoles. Okay, let V ml of NaHCO3. It is not given. This is what we have to find out. Okay, molarity into volume. Molarity is 5 molarity. Volume we assumed as a 5 liter. Okay, directly I've taken it as a 5 liter. So this will be 0.01 of this one plus V. So this is the total volume available. Okay. So using the Henderson equation, pH is equal to pKa plus log of salt upon acid. Log of salt upon acid. Okay. So pK already given, I think. In the question, pK is already given as 6.1 plus log of actually concentration of salt is this one. So 5V divided by this. Okay. So this 2 times it will get cancelled. 5V divided by this. Again here acid will be 0.2 divided by this. So it will get cancelled. On simplifying, pH is already given as 7.4. Okay. So why I am not written this, is it understood? Because okay, this is 7.4 already given, pK is already given, log of salt concentration, actually it should be 5V divided by this, okay, acid concentration 0.2 divided by this, so this will get cancelled, directly I have written 5V divided by 0.2, only entire equation, only one unknown value, what is that unknown value? V, okay, so V value if we simplify, then we will get it as a 79 milliliter. What is the answer? 79 milliliter is the answer for the first question. Okay, note down. Okay, next question is a bit easy, but if you know what happens to silver carbonate on heating and strong heating. Okay, silver carbonate, first you should know the formula, you should know the atomic mass, then you should know what is the result if it is heated and what is the difference between heating and strong. Okay, so I am writing that so that you can understand. Okay, Ag to CO3 on simple heating, Ag to CO3 on simple heating, Ag to CO3 on simple heating, it will convert into Ag2O plus CO2. But here see, simple word is added, strongly heated. On strong heating, it will give as a 2Ag plus half O2. Okay, 2Ag plus half O2. Is it understood? Final residue will be of the silver only. If the question is only on heating, then you will stop this here itself. If it is heat, strongly word is used. What word is used? Strongly word is used. Okay. So according to this 2 into 108, what is 108? 108 is the atomic mass of the silver. 108 is the atomic mass of the silver, and this much residue will be left. This much residue will be left when we use the 2 into 108 plus carbon is 12 plus it will be 48. 16 3 is 48. Okay. So how much mass you will get? How much mass you will get? 216 plus 12 plus 48. This is already 50, 60. 60. So 276. This answer will be 276. Okay. So according to this stoichiometry, if I use 276 grams of Ag2CO3, I am getting 216. How much I am getting? 216 grams of the residue. Okay. Should I erase this? What I wanted to write, only 276 grams is giving a residue of 216 gram. Okay, how I got it, is it understood? Okay, calculation is easy. 276 gives 216, 2.76 gives 2.16, 2 points. So A option is correct. Is it understood? This is not a typical question, but if you know, provided if you know this fact, what happens when it is strongly heated, what happens when it is normal heated, okay? Okay, normally question when this question was so many times asked, okay, so people will be wrong impression that that is the same question. HCl white, immediately what will strike into your mind as a normal student, you will strike like a NH4Cl. but here it is not like that. Okay, so it is kept in open air. Kept in open air. If it is kept in ammonia, then that will be correct. Okay, there is a previously very important and repeated question. NH3 plus HCl will give you white fumes of NH4Cl. But here there is a twist. It is kept in air. Okay, so it produces a cloud of white fumes. But what is the reason for cloud? Okay, that is the explanation. And here direct answer is O2 react with HCl to form Cl2. O2 react with what? HCl to form Cl2. Okay, so this is the correct answer. That remaining options are very wrong options. Okay, reaction also I'm writing 2HCl, 4HCl. I will write balanced. 4HCl plus O2 will give you 2Cl2 plus 2H2O. 2H2O. Okay, so here this will chlorine will form. Actually greenish it is color, but when it is diluted in the atmosphere gases, it will appear to be white fumes. Only chlorine is greenish gas. Okay, greenish yellow. Okay, here is a very previous question, but there was a lot of complication due to the physical state. In this question, NTA have improved a lot on the subject matter. Whenever there is a complaint about any question, it is immediately updating their question bank so that such controversy should not repeat. Understood? And now they got the so much of time to avoid all controversial questions. So this time examination is going to be less controversial questions. Okay, you can find out from here. See, problem in this question was whether to take H2O as a gas or liquid. That was the main problem. And some students posted that how we will remember benzene is liquid or not, at what temperature. The temperature is nowhere mentioned. Okay, so if at all temperature is mentioned, but it is very difficult to find out. Okay, if it is room temperature is maintained, how which is liquid at room temperature, which is solid, that is problematic. Okay, so for that they have clearly mentioned this liquid gas. And if nothing is mentioned, if temperature is not mentioned, you can take it as room temperature only. Like in this case, temperature is not maintained. Okay, not mentioned in the question, you can take it as a 25 degrees Celsius. And when you convert it into the Kelvin, you are going to get 298 Kelvin. Okay, so question is about constant volume and constant pressure. Heat at constant pressure is just nothing but delta H. Okay, heat at constant volume is just nothing but delta U. So delta U is given, delta H you have to find out. So immediately it should strike into your mind, the relation is delta H is equal to delta U plus delta Ng RT. Okay, so this is the question mark. Delta H is the question mark. Okay, and delta U is already given. And you should remember, people are making every time the same mistake. This is given in kilojoules, so this answer will be in joules. Okay, so to avoid that, either you will convert this into the you will convert this into the joules, or you will convert this into the kilojoules. Best option, if it is already in kilojoules, then you can write it as a minus 3269, sorry, 3263.9 plus delta Ng. For that I am writing the balanced equation, C6H6, okay, plus O2 will give you CO2 plus H2. And one more mistake, see here, the combustion of benzene, enthalpy of combustion, this has to be maintained 1 mole. This has to be maintained 1 mole. The substance which is undergoing combustion has to be maintained 1 mole in any case. Okay, so 6 carbon are there, 6 CO2, 6 hydrogen are there, therefore 3 H2O. And here oxygen is the main topic. Okay, 6 2 12 plus 3 15, so 15 by 2. Okay, and we need to count only oxygen, we need to count only CO2. So 6 minus 15 by 2. 6 minus 15 by 2. How I got this? Is it understood? Delta G is product minus reactant and only gaseous moles. Okay, and here 8.314 if you take, this will be in joules, so divide by 1000, divide by 1000, okay, into temperature is 298. What is temperature? 298. Likewise, if you simplify it directly, you will get answer in kilojoules. Directly you will get answer in kilojoules, which is found to be minus 3267.616. Okay, so answer is 3267.6 kilojoules. Kilojoules. Okay, just make a note of it. Let's start with the next question. Okay, next question again, atomic structure. It appeared to be from chemical bonding, but the question is from the atomic structure. Okay, and there is a small twist. That small twist is kilojoule per mole. Okay, this much energy. Okay, so according to the Planck's theory, delta E is equal to N into Hc upon lambda. Okay, so question is, what is the energy required? Sorry, breaking a single chlorine-chlorine bond, wavelength, largest wavelength. So down, it is in the denominator, so it has to be in the largest only. Okay, so as a single, what I will write it as a 1, and here 242 into 10 to the power of 3. This is energy in joules, because answer you will get in the joules only, and divided by Avogadro number 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. 1 into 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 into 3 into 10 to the power of what? Light velocity. It is already given in the question. So how much carefully they are watching and how much interest they are taking. Okay, sometimes if they are given, don't think that I know already. If they change this value, you have to write that value only, and the answer should be according to their own value. Okay, so don't take it granted that I know C value. So if suppose in the options in the question they have given 10 to the power of 6, you have to substitute 10 to the power of 6 only, and options according to their own value is correct. Okay, so lambda is what we have to find out. Okay, so after substituting and simplifying, the answer is in nanometer. I am writing lambda is 494.7 nanometers. Answer I am getting is 494.7 nanometer is the answer. Okay, note down. Okay, this next question is from the ether chapter, and excess. There is a importance of HI. Very important topic of ether is reaction with HI. Lot of different products are obtained when it is 1 mole, when it is 2 mole, when it is excess, where to if two different products are possible, which is to be major product. Most important topic of the ether. If anybody got choice to select the question from ether, this is the major portion you have to cover. Okay, major product we want to find out. Okay, I given you 4 options also. Out of this, which is the major product, you can identify and check with your answer. Okay, see how to identify and what is the product. See, if this is a H and iodine approaches here, this is the best way, because phenol is the major product. Okay, phenol is the most stable because of its aromatic nature. So we can say this is possible, this is possible. So it is never possible. There can't be this because of the PDC, partial double bond character. Carbon and oxygen bond can never break, so that iodine can never approach. So why this is not possible, is it understood? Between the carbon and oxygen, partial double bond character is there, which is to be eliminated, which is very difficult. Hence phenol. Okay, now let us come to this part. Okay, iodine or OH. So this HI, when HI approaches here, there are two options. If H and iodine If it breaks like this is one product. If iodine and H, if it breaks like this, one product. Which is better one? See, if this is breaks, then this will be the benzyl carbocation. What it will form? This will. And this will result in unnecessary, there won't be any conjugation. So this bond will break. Carbon and oxygen bond will break. Why it will break? Is it understood? Because it is forming the stable benzyl carbocation. So that time iodine will go here. Okay. So iodine, where it is going? This one. So which option is correct? A option is correct. Why A option is correct? How to approach this type of question? Is it understood? Everywhere you have to check which is the best product. If HI is there, phenol. If iodine is there, then benzyl iodide and methyl alcohol. So benzyl iodide is very difficult because of the partial double bond character. If HI and IH will give you the stable product because of the benzyl carbocation. That's why A option is correct. How to understand and how to solve the questions of HI with ether, is it understood? Okay, very basic question from the NCERT line by line. Okay, the main reason for SiCl4 is easily hydrolyzed as compared to CCl4. Okay, okay. Options I will read out, need not to write, I think. Very easy question. SiCl bond is weaker. Second is SiCl4 can form hydrogen bonds. SiCl4 is more covalent. Si can extend its coordination number beyond 4. Okay. First option says, I will write in short, bond is weaker. SiCl bond weak. Okay. It is correct only, but question see here, main reason. Okay. And the second one is SiCl4. SiCl hydrogen bonds. It can form hydrogen bond. And third point is SiCl is covalent, whereas that means CCl4 will be bionic. Okay. And fourth part is saying is can extend. Si can extend its covalency beyond 4. Okay, beyond 4. What is the answer? See, in this question, actually for hydrolysis, the main problem is that suppose this is a central element. Okay, when water approaches, this is water molecule. Okay, water approaches, it should be able to accommodate its lone pair donated by it. Okay, so this is the lone, this place must be available. In case of the carbon, already 2s and 2p all are fully occupied with the 4 bonds, so it cannot further improve its beyond the 4. But silicon got 3s and 3p, so when it is donating the lone pair, it can use its 3d orbital. Okay, for time being its covalency will become how much? 5. When it is accepting lone pair, it will become 5. So that capacity is there, silicon tetrachloride, therefore it is easily hydrated. So that meaning is explained in case of the D option. Silicon can extend its covalency beyond 4. Is it understood? Okay, eighth question is from the solid state. Properties of magnetic properties of the solid state question. Okay, which shows the antiferromagnetism. Which shows what? Antiferromagnetism. Okay, antiferromagnetism means equal number of electron in opposite spin. In which spin? Opposite spin. Okay, so that their magnetic moment will be get cancelled. Here that this is very important. If I write unequal, then ferrimagnetic. What it will become as? Ferrimagnetic. Anti means equal number of electron in opposite spin. Okay, so here this is okay. See here, 3 anti-parallel and 1 will be parallel. Likewise, you have to count. Okay, so let us make this electron like this. Now this will become antiferromagnetic. Okay, how to identify antiferro, ferro and ferri. Okay, if unequal number of electrons are there in opposite spin, ferrimagnetic. All are in one direction, ferromagnetic, and equal number in the opposite direction, antiferromagnetic. Okay, these are the tautomeric forms, order of stability of tautomeric compound. Okay, these are the three forms. You have to arrange them in the decreasing order. You have to arrange them in decreasing order. Okay, tautomerism, ketoenol tautomerism. So try to write their structures and arrange them in the decreasing order of stability. Okay, see here. Actually, it is a chemical bonding question. Okay, why it is chemical bonding? See here, it is sp2, here it is sp2, and here it is sp2. So because of this sp2, 120, 120, 120, there is a possibility of intramolecular. Which molecular? Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so because of this, this is the most stable, this carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, this will be double bond, CH. This will be the C double bond. So there can be, I will write carefully, C double bond O. So there can be intramolecular hydrogen bonding and nice six-membered ring. Okay, what six-membered ring? Nice six-membered ring. So this is CH3, this is CH3. See how nice it looks. So third option is the highest. Okay, then at least you can check with that. This is the active methylene group. Active methylene group is the most important form and most stable form if hydrogen bond is not there. Don't think that this is the main problem is double bond is this side. Okay, and there is no possibility of hydrogen bonding because of this CH2. So least possibility will be okay. So 3 greater than 2 greater than 1. Okay, these two questions are given. From this question, we should identify the behavior of H2O2. Okay, behavior of H2O2, where it is acidic, where it is, sorry, where it is oxidizing, where it is reducing, that you have to identify. Okay. Okay, here our answer is simple. It is oxidizing both in acidic and basic medium. Okay, it is oxidizing, it is oxidizing and reducing. It is both oxidizing and reducing in both acidic and basic medium. In acidic medium. Okay, see simple here. If you check here, chlorine is +1 here and it is reduced, and here sulfur it is +1, sorry, -2, -2 to +6, oxidizing also and reducing also. Here it is reducing and here it is oxidizing, oxidizing and reducing. Okay, so it act as oxidizing and reducing, understood, in the both medium. Okay, students, we are in the NTA Abhyas paper number 55. Okay, paper number 55, and we have completed our first 10 questions. This is the 11th question. It is related to the periodic table. This question is related to which topic? Periodic table. Here it is given. It is given as effective atomic number. Effective atomic number of the element is how much? 2.60. It is equal to 2.60, and how many valence electrons are there? 3 valence electrons are there. Okay, and minimum atomic number. Okay, so you need not to worry about how to find out effective atomic number. Simply you should know the Slater's rule. Okay, Z effective, according to this, Z effective is atomic number minus Slater constant. What is this sigma here? Slater constant. Okay, so Slater constant something is equal to Z effective. So here we are getting 2.60. That means Z should be greater than 3. Z should be what here? Greater than 3, then only you will get 2.60. Is it understood? And minimum, just above 3, minimum number. Okay, atomic number should be more than 3, and atomic number should be minimum. For that, valence electrons also should be 3. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So here valence electrons are how many? 3. Valence electrons are how many? 3 valence electrons are there. Okay. And atomic number is greater than 3 and minimum atomic number. So all the three conditions are satisfied with this electronic configuration. So as it contains 5 electrons, so atomic number is going to be how much? 5. Okay. For this question, answer is how much? Answer is 5. How to solve this question? Is it understood now? Okay. Let's go for the next question. Okay, next question is conversion question from the organic. Here, three things you have to find out. Normally, previously, you find either reactant you have to find out or product you have to find out. See how complicated it is. Reactant is you have to find out. Somewhere in the middle product it is mentioned. Q you have to find out, R you have to find out, R S you have to find out. Okay, so this is multi-concept, multi-chapter question from the organic. Okay, so try yourself, then I will explain so that your answer should match with my answer. Okay. Okay, in this question, Br2, C2H4Br2, 2NaNH2. Okay, first when it is added with bromine, it is converting. It is converting into what? Alkane, single bond. That means one double bond must be there. CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, so how I could come to know P? Is it clear now? Next, C2H4Br2. When treated with N2 moles of NaNH2, 2 sodium, 2 bromine will be out, 2 NH2, 2 hydrogen will be out. So Q will be CH triple bond CH. Okay. And when it is treated with dilute, 20% H2SO4 means it is dilute H2SO4. Obviously, it will cause what it will cause? It will cause the hydrolysis. Hydrolysis of triple bond will give you first alcohol, and due to the 1,3 migration of proton, what it is going to form? Aldehyde. So R is aldehyde and S is CH3 single bond CH3, Clemmensen reduction. What it is? Clemmensen reduction. Okay, as a naming reaction also it may come separately, so this you have to remember. Okay, so this is about the next question. Okay, next question is from equilibrium 1. Here total formula he want, direct formula he want. Total pressure you have to take P, degree of dissociation alpha, and Kp formula. Okay, what will be the formula for Kp? Reaction is N2O4. This is also gas, this is also gas. Okay, so there are two types of dissociation. First one is A2 gives 2A. Okay, and there is a dissociation, AB gives A plus B. Is it understood? These are the two types of dissociation. Now for first type of dissociation, this is the formula: 4 alpha square P upon 1 minus alpha. Okay, here this 2 will become as a 2 alpha whole square, but here it is not like that, alpha into alpha. So this is will be alpha square, and in the denominator, sorry, in the P also will be there. So if this is the question, this will be the answer. Okay, here question is suited to this type, therefore answer is what? B. Why the answer is B? Is it understood? When A2 converted into 2A, then 4 will come. If AB converted to A plus B, then 4 will not be there. Okay, alpha square into P. Denominator actually during the derivation, it will be 1 minus alpha plus into 1 plus alpha. So this will be 1 minus alpha square. Okay, So in this question, the question may be like this: for AB type, PCl5 dissociates to give PCl3 plus Cl2. For them, what will be the answer? C will be the correct answer. For PCl5 gives PCl3 plus Cl2, this is the correct answer. Okay. If question is about N2O4 gives 2NO2, this is the answer. Okay. Let's go for the next question. Okay, next question is from liquid solution chapter. Okay, so next question is from liquid solution chapter. Okay, according to this, X1 and X2 are vapor present mole fractions of a component A. Present mole fractions of component A in vapor phase and liquid phase. Okay, so let us take this is the container. In the vapor phase, this is X1, this is X2. Okay, what is this? This is X2. Understood? In the liquid, mole fraction is how much? X2, and both are for the A only. Both are for what? A. Okay, and we want that what is the total vapor pressure of mixture? Total vapor pressure of mixture. Okay, note these values, then I will try to explain after you tried. Okay, you can try and then I will explain. Okay, see here, see how much complicated question is. Question appeared to be very easy, but it is a combination of Dalton's law. Sometimes you have to use Dalton's law, and sometimes you have to use uh, this liquid solutions law. Okay, that is Raoult's law. See here, this is the X2A, mole fraction of A in solution. For that, what you have to use? Raoult's law. Mole fraction of A in vapor phase. For that, what you have to use? Dalton's law. Okay, first if I take Dalton's law, Dalton's law is applicable for this gaseous state. So PA, vapor pressure of A in vapor phase, is equal to X1 into P total. Okay, so X1, why I am taking Dalton's law. For this, if I take Raoult's law, PA, same PA, okay, is equal to, with respect to Raoult's law, we have to take solution part. So P naught A into, here inside the solution it is X2. Now we want to find out P total. So left hand side part is same, therefore I am equaling right hand side. X1 P total is equal to P naught A into X2. So ultimately our aim is to find out P total is equal to P naught A into X2 divided by X1. So what is the answer? B is the correct answer. Okay. Okay, next question is four molecules are given: CH triple bond CH, CH2 double bond C double bond CH2, and triangle cyclopropene with attached CH2. Then fourth is benzene, not benzene, it is benzene. Which of them contains sp hybridized carbon atoms? Okay, so options also I am giving. Option A 1, 2 and 4. Option B 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4. Okay, and option C 2, 3 and 4. Very easy question. You can solve it 1 and 2nd. sp hybridized carbon. sp hybridized carbon. Okay, you can try. See here, this most of the people are confusing. There is no problem. One, there is no problem. This is sp hybridized. Okay, this is also sp hybridized. Okay, here there is no triple bond, no problem. Here people are confusing with this. In the benzene, it is not sp hybridized. It is not sp hybridized. So answer will be only 1 and 2. That is D answer is correct. Always remember, in benzene, all carbons are sp2 hybridized only. Okay. Why? Because if it is sp hybridized, it should be what? Bond angle should be how much? 180. But will it be able to maintain 180 degree? No. So as per 120 bond angle, it should be sp2 hybridization only. Okay, next question is here you have to identify the structure of M. Okay, structure of M you have to find out this. Here reacting with ammonia gave this product followed by this and gave this product. What is M? Okay, here answer is C. See how you have to identify two chlorines are there. Okay, one oxygen is there. And when reacted with the NH3, there is a loss of one chlorine. So that means this should be acid halide. What it should be? Acid halide. See, here it is not there. Here it is there. Here it is there. Then on reacting with Br2 oblique NaOH, Br2 oblique NaOH, it is losing this NH3 and this CH3 and NH2 should be together. Okay, Br2 oblique NaOH, what it will do? It will reduce the carbon atom by 1. Reduce the carbon atom by 1. So that will be replaced with CH3. Okay, therefore, according to that, it should be what answer? NH2. COCl will be converted into NH2 amine. Okay, this will be same NH2Cl, CH3Cl. Sorry, here C option is CH3. Just a minute. Here it is CH3. Okay, this is as it is. Only reaction taking place is what it is called as degradation. CO will be Na2CO3 and chlorine will be replaced with NH2. Okay, so that's why the answer is C. Okay, next question is about the reducing capacity. Same reactant when it is reduced with NaBH4 forms Y. Same reactant when reduced with H2 oblique PT forms X. So which part it is going to reduce, which part it is going to reduce, that you should know. Okay. Okay. See here, this is a reducing capacity based question. NaBH4. NaBH4 does not reduce alkene. Okay. It reduces selectively only aldehyde to alcohol. Okay, whereas H2PTB, it will change the double bond into single bond also, and it will change the aldehyde into alcohol also. H2 oblique PT can reduce double bond to single bond, aldehyde to alcohol, whereas NaBH4 selectively reduces without disturbing double bond, it reduces only aldehyde to corresponding alcohol. Okay. Okay, next question is very simple question from electrochemistry. Okay, electrochemistry, voltage of cell consisting lithium and fluorine. Lithium and fluorine under standard condition is 5.92. You have to find out voltage when concentration is changed to 2 molarity. Okay, you can try. Very simple question. What is the formula you will use? E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.059 upon 2 you have to take. Okay. Here and log product upon reactant. Here products, these two are reactants only. Li will undergo oxidation, fluorine will undergo reduction. For balancing F2, this has to be square. Okay, so log LIF whole square it will be concentration of LIF whole square. Okay, so why this 2? Because lithium will take 2 electron lose and fluorine will gain 2 electron. If there is no 2 here, there won't be any 2 here. Okay, so this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. E naught cell, it is 5.92 minus 0.059 into log concentration of Li is given as 2. Log 2 is 0.3010. Okay. After simplifying, you will get to 5.90 volt. So answer is 5.90. That is A option is correct. Okay. Okay. Now you can answer this question. When AgNO3 added to the excess of 1 molarity, Solution of COCl3 dot XNH3. 1 mole of AgCl is formed. Then what is this X value? Okay, coordination number of cobalt is 6. These type of questions are very frequently they are asking. Okay, so here coordination number is how much? 6. So that means you have to keep total 6 elements inside. And as per this, only 1 mole of AgCl is coming, so 1 mole chlorine must be outside. Okay, remaining how many chlorine will be inside? 2 chlorine. So how many ammonia will be required? 4 moles of ammonia. That means X is equal to how much? 4. Very simple question. Okay, so but approach you should be able to know. Okay, next question is about amino acids. Okay, what will be nature of existence? What will be the nature of existence of amino acid? Amino acid means one amino group and one acidic group. If pH of solution is less than pKa 1, pH of solution is less than pKa 1, what will be the nature? Okay, first of all I will give you option, then you will get idea. It exists as anion. Okay, B exists as cation. Okay, and C exists as Zwitter ion. Next exists as no charge. Okay, now you can tell me what is the answer. Very simple and direct question. pH is less than, therefore H plus will be more. Once H plus will be more, what will happen? It will exist as a cation. Okay, pH is less than pKa. The solution pH is less than pKa, therefore it will exist as a cation. Okay, and when it is equal, pH is equal to pKa, then it will exist as a Zwitter ion. pH is greater than pKa, then it will exist as a anion. Zwitter ion is a dipolar ion which can exist as cation and anion when solution pH is equal to pKa. Is it understood? Okay, now we are in the integer type questions. Question number 21, it is from the states of matter chapter. Okay, according to this question, there are two gases, gas X and gas Y. Okay, and the comparison is done. RMS speed of X is equal to most probable speed of Y. Okay, but not at the same place. This is measured at what? 400 degrees Celsius. RMS speed of X is equal to most probable speed of Y at 60 Kelvin. Okay, and its molecular mass of X molecular mass is already given. What is that? How much it is? 40. And question is that its molecular mass is how much? Is this question clear to you? Try to solve. If not, then you can ask me. Okay, see, before this you should know that RMS speed formula is square root of 3RT upon mm. Okay, and about X we are given with RMS. So 3RTX, its temperature is different, molecular mass is different. And in case of the most probable speed, MPS means most probable speed, square root of 2RT, and this is related to Y. Okay, so here what are the things given? If I substitute, then I will get the answer. Okay, square root of 3R will get cancelled, don't worry about that. And Tx, X temperature is 400. Okay, divided by molecular mass of X is equal to 40 is equal to square root of 2 into R into Y. Y temperature is at 60 Kelvin and molecular mass you don't know. Okay. On simplifying, you will get molecular mass of Y as 4. How much you will get as a 4. Okay. So this is the answer for this question. Is it understood? Formula for RMS speed and formula for most probable speed, both are equal, then calculated the molecular mass of Y. Okay. Let's go for the next question.
Okay, next question is total number of COH groups in product. Okay, total number of COH groups in product. This is the reactant given. It is carried out the reaction in how many parts? Two steps. First step is acidic hydrolysis followed by heat. Second is ozonolysis. Okay, after the reaction is complete, how many COH groups are going to be found in product P? Okay, you can try and wait for my explanation. Okay, see here. The total number of products in the following sequence of reaction. Okay, there is a double bond which is affected by the ozonolysis, and there is an acidic hydrolysis followed by heat. Heating effects of carboxylic acid is very important topic of the carboxylic acid group. Okay, so go through that. When will be CO2 will be eliminated, when cyclic formation will takes place, beta gamma position ketone is there. There are certain conditions. Go through that, then it will be easy to solve this topic. Okay, here answer is number of COH groups will be 2. Okay, and where it is just because of the double bond. Only this part will be converted to COH first on hydrolysis. See, this is simply acidic anhydride. What it is? Acidic anhydride. Okay, when it is hydrolyzed, this will become a COH group. This part I am clearly writing it here. Sorry, not benzene then. This is COH. This part will be converted to COH, and this part will be converted to COH. Okay, and this part is going to be very same. This part is going to be very same. This is first. After heating, see, alpha, beta keto. Then what it will do? This part will be eliminated. Okay. Then after this, what happens? Ozonolysis. This is going to give you one COH group. This is going to give you one COH group. Okay. So answer will be only two COH group. That will be because of the ozonolysis. Is it oxidative ozonolysis or reductive ozonolysis? There are two types of ozonolysis, oxidative ozonolysis or reductive ozonolysis. If I am using H2O2, that is oxidative ozonolysis. If I write H2O, then it is reductive ozonolysis. Okay. Answer to this question is 2. Integer type question, question number 22. Next, we will go to the question number 23. Okay, next question is if the formula of basic beryllium nitrate, okay, formula I am writing it here, BeNO and NO3, 6. We have to find out N value, okay, N value you have to find out. See, this question appearing to be very complicated, simple redox question, okay. As a molecule in the redox reaction, there is a rule. Sum of the oxidation number of all element in a neutral molecule must be how much? 0. Very good. Okay. So here beryllium oxidation number is +2. Oxygen oxidation number is -2. As a NO3, it is a complex ion -1. And the total charge is how much? 0. So N into +2 plus -2, okay, plus 6 into -1 is equal to 0. Okay, so if you simplify, how much you will get N value here? N value is number of, therefore it is 4. Okay, number of beryllium in this particular molecule is going to be how much? 4. Okay, this is a question. Here all of them are 3D series. Transition elements, 3D series elements, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, and zinc. Out of these, how many can show? How many can show +3 oxidation state? Question is clear? You can try and give me answer. Then check with my answer. Okay, here answer except zinc. Except zinc, all of them can show the +3 configuration. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 8 elements. 8 elements are there which can show +3 configuration, +3 oxidation state. Okay. Okay, question is from organic and among the following total number of compounds stable in aqueous NaOH. Aqueous NaOH. Okay. Okay, here's actually acid-base reaction. This is nowhere concerned with much reaction mechanism. Very simple question, acid and base. So when you are dissolving base in acid, automatically reaction will be there. There won't be any product as it is. Okay. So answer to this question, especially you have to search for the acidic substances. Like here, because of the COOH, it is acidic. After losing H plus also, if it can exist, like here, H plus it can lose, then it will form CH2O minus and OH. Phenol is the one of the good acid. Okay, so like here COOH. So there are answer is how much 4. Okay, whenever there is a reaction between acid and base, the product formation will be there. So it will not be a stable compound. Okay, so these are the questions from the paper, 25 questions. Each question is clearly explained with proper explanation, so that not only that question you will be able to solve all related questions. Okay, so the main use of the discussing the mock test examination, that too from Adbya's paper, is that you will be coming to know the level of the questions framing in the actual examination. Other than that, you will also be able to judge yourself whether your preparation is as per the current level of question or not. Okay, so I hope we will be continuing with the same Josh and same spirit in the next paper also. Okay.